Hello guys, and welcome to your very first nutrition course. So today we're going to be talking about the topic I think most of you are here for, which is how to set up a successful and sustainable weight loss plan so you can hit your goals, but also keep that weight off, keep that body that you've been building for the long term. And I'm going to walk you guys through 7 things that go into setting up this plan. But before I do that, I want to tell you guys one thing. Do not try to rush this process. I know that there's so much information on social media and the internet and magazines that tell us, here's how to lose 7 pounds in 7 days, or do this juice cleanse and lose 5 pounds, or, 21-day fix, whatever it might be. All this information that society has led us to believe that we can fix our, problems super quickly. And I want to tell you guys right now, if you're setting a deadline for yourself saying, I'm going to lose all this weight in, 4 weeks or 8 weeks, I want you to just eliminate that as much as you can out of your head. And remember that this process is going to be a lifestyle change. We are getting healthy for life. We're changing our body for life. I think most of you guys are not coming here to lose the weight and then potentially gain it all back later on. I think most of you are here because you're really ready to make a change for yourself, to get healthier and stronger for good. So putting those sort of deadlines on yourself can make you much more stressed than you need to be and make this process a lot more, a lot harder than it already is. And that being said, a lot of times the quicker we lose the weight, the quicker we put it back on. So I want you to take your time here. I want you to just go with the flow, be patient with yourself, and know that ups and downs are going to be normal and this process is going to take time. But as long as you stick with it, as long as you keep going, no matter what's happening on the scale or in life in general, as long as you just keep going and finding ways to get healthier every single day, you're going to hit those goals. Absolutely. Because this is a long-term life goal, right? This isn't a short-term goal. So that's my little thing for you guys. Please don't try to rush this process. Be conscious of the fact that, the way your body is now probably took you years or months to get to this point. So changing it or undoing whatever, weight you might have put on in the past few months or years is going to also take some time as well, just like it took time to put that weight on. Okay? Don't rush this process. If you stay consistent, things are going to happen for you. I absolutely promise. And I'm here to guide you through all of it. Okay. All right. Now we're going to jump into the 7 things that go into creating a successful, but also sustainable diet plan. You guys are going to see this whiteboard all the time in these modules because I want to lay things out for you guys so you can follow along, see what I'm talking about. Okay. So I'm going to dive into each one of these individually, talk through them for you guys. Of course, I've already done a lot of this for you in the app when you join the program. I've already set up a lot of your goals and the plan for you to actually hit your goals, but I want to teach you guys so that you can make your own decisions in the future. If one day you are doing this down the line, I want you to know what I did as well so that you can do it for yourself and make those decisions and be well informed, okay? All right, first one we have is calorie deficit. This is by far the number one most important thing that goes into fat loss. And you guys already have this in the app. The number I have in the app for you is how many calories that you should be eating to be in a deficit to lose fat. So that just means you're bringing in less calories through food into your body than you are burning in a day, so that you're going into your fat stores, burning off some fat in your body. This is the number one most important thing. And I know a lot of people want to believe that they can just exercise more, work out more, and that will help them, lose fat if they're not changing the way they're eating. But the reality is that it's so hard to burn enough calories from exercise to actually burn the amount of food that we bring into our body. And let me tell you, the watches that we use and the workout machines that we use, they tend to overestimate the amount of calories you actually burn. So I wouldn't even really be paying a lot of attention to how many calories a machine told you burned or your watch told you burned, okay? The only way we can control how many calories come or leave our body is through, our food, tracking our food, being in a calorie deficit. So because this is one of the only ones we can control, it's such a powerful tool and the most important one when you want to lose fat, okay? I want you guys to know that. You hit your calorie goals, you should be in a deficit, you should be losing fat if you're actually being honest with your tracking and consistent with your tracking day over day, okay? That's number 1. Number 2 is protein. Protein is incredibly important, and I'll tell you right off the bat, most people are not eating enough protein for their body. And the reason protein is so important for weight loss, there's 2 reasons. 1, protein, when you're, trying to actually change your body, tone up, put on muscle, right? And you're in a deficit, meaning you're not eating as much as you were before. 1, protein is going to help you to actually maintain the muscle you already have on your body. And 2, it's going to help you to build more muscle to tone up your body, which most of us, that's our goal. So protein is going to help you maintain the muscle you currently have and also put on new muscle so that when you're losing fat off your body, you're now adding muscle to your body and getting that nice shape that you're looking for. So protein is incredibly important for that. But number 2 is, out of all of the macronutrients, so protein, carbs, fats, and we will go into this further down in lower modules, so you guys can absolutely watch those later. I'm just giving you an overview. Protein is the only macronutrient that fills you up really well long term. So when you have less calories to eat, you want to make sure you're optimizing the food that you're eating so that you're not hungry all the time. So it's sustainable, so that you can go day over day over day in a deficit. And the best way to do that is to eat more protein, okay? So if you're going to track anything, one, it is calories, okay? If you want to track more things, for most of you, I'll suggest tracking your calories and your protein to make sure you're getting enough protein and also keeping yourself full, okay? Those are the 2 most important things we can all track when we're trying to lose fat. All right, let's move to number 3, your carbs and your fats. So carbs and your fats are your other 2 macronutrients. These 2 are important, but they're going to be dependent on each person. So, as long as you're hitting your calories and your protein, how you fit in your carbs and fats is really up to you. It's kind of a personal preference. Some people find themselves eating more carbs than others. Some people find themselves eating more fat than others. That is okay. And it also just depends on how full you are, what kind of foods you naturally like. They're fine. And it's fine to be in your own, personal, preferences with carbs and fats, as long as you're still in a calorie deficit. This is really the only thing that's going to make a huge impact. Okay. So you can track these. They're also in the app for you, but you don't need to. I personally am very number oriented. Like, I love to know all the numbers, all the data. It just makes me feel more secure about what I'm doing. So if you like to track them, they're in there as well. And you can see how much you're eating. You can adjust as needed as well. That's something I'll help you with along the way. If you find yourself leaning one way or another, these are things that can be adjusted, and I will help you adjust them. Okay. All right, number 4, meal timing and frequency. Oh my God, the amount of questions I get about how often should we eat? Do we have to eat breakfast? How many meals in a day? Like, a lot of people will tell you out there, you need to eat only 2 meals a day. Intermittent fasting is going to help you lose more fat, or, eating 7 meals small spread out is going to help you lose fat. The reality is, it's such a small difference about the way that you eat in terms of fat loss, as long as you're in a calorie deficit. I don't care if you eat, 1 huge meal a day or, 3 meals a day. If you're in a calorie deficit, you're still going to lose fat. You're putting in less calories than you burn, right? But that being said, you need to make sure that you are optimizing the time you eat for you, whatever works for you, right? Like, for me, I literally think I eat like every hour, a snack, something. I tend to eat smaller meals more often because I just get really hungry. Like, I wake up hungry. I need breakfast. Some people hate eating breakfast. They're never going to eat it. So it's like, okay, don't eat breakfast, right? Whatever works for you. If you know you are going to get hungry before going to the gym or doing your workout, save some calories for that. Make sure to get a snack in. If you know you're going to be hungry at night, make sure you have a little snack saved for yourself at night. It doesn't matter as long as you're in a deficit, okay? That's really important for you guys to know and to just make this work for yourself long term. All right, 5, your workout plan. I just want to touch on this quickly. We all know that movement is so important for our body because also, like, we want to tone up. We want to change the way our body looks. So working out is super powerful for, one, increasing your metabolism, right? If you're working out, you're moving 4 days a week, doing a workout, strength training, cardio training, and then, walking on your off days, you're keeping your body constantly moving. It's very healthy for your heart, your overall health long-term, but also it is going to help to kind of keep your metabolism going, keep your body moving. So working out is so important, and you absolutely also want to be mixing in strength and cardio. I know a lot of us think that cardio is a way to lose more calories, so we're going to lose more fat. Cardio is definitely not the best way to change your body. It's a component that we always add to our workouts, and you guys are going to notice in your plan, you tend to have about 2 strength days, 2 to 3 strength days, and 1 to 2 cardio days. And the reason that is because strength training is going to help you put muscle on your body. Muscle shrinks the size of your body, and muscle also increases your metabolism. So muscle is an amazing thing, and we want to strength train to change our shape, grow our booties, tone up our arms, get some abs in there. We want to strength train. And then we also want to add in cardio because it's great for your heart and it does help you burn some fat as well. So mixing the 2 is very important. Don't try to go light on your weights either with that strength. You want to go up in weights. Don't be scared of bulking up, especially us women. I always fall into this trap. I still do. Guilty. I know it's okay, but you're not going to bulk up. We need to have a lot of protein, a lot of supplements going into our body to actually bulk up. So don't let that discourage you. Don't, stay at the 5-pound weights forever. Go up to those 8s, go up to those 10s whenever you're ready. I promise you it's going to more quickly change your body shape if you go up in weights and strength train more often than just sticking to cardio and kind of staying around like that skinny fat type of body, okay? You want to put that awesome muscle on and be strong. All right. 6 is time and consistency. This one is so important, and it goes back to what I said in the beginning. Don't rush this process. If you set a deadline on yourself, you're not as likely to stick to it, because what happens if you set a deadline for 2 months and you don't hit your exact weight loss goal for all the reasons that you might not, you might have your weight fluctuations, which is in a later module. I highly encourage you watch it. I don't want you to be discouraged by that. That doesn't mean you haven't made incredible progress in 2 to 3 months if you haven't hit your exact goal you set in your head for that deadline in 2 to 3 months. You might be getting stronger. You might be making better food choices. You might have lost half of the weight you wanted to lose. That's still crazy good progress. And imagine you kept going. I mean, you would just double that progress. You'd keep going, right? So this process is going to take more time than you probably want it to. And I'll tell you right now, all those transformations you see on social media, even my own transformation, they take more time than you think, because half of this process is just learning your body, trial and error. What works? What do you like? What do you hate? What's not working? And if you just give yourself the time to learn and kind of enjoy the process as much as you can, you're more likely to really see success. And the second element of that is consistency. Same thing as time. You have to stay consistent time over time. So even if you go on vacation one week and you absolutely can't work out, or you just want to enjoy yourself and not calorie count, nothing's ruined. Your progress is not ruined. If you just kept going and got right back to it, you are right back on track. No harm, right? Because this is a long-term lifetime thing. So there is no deadline. If you are counting your calories and one night on Friday, you have a really bad night, you go 2,000 over your calories, you have pizza and beer and this, and then you just got right back on track the next day, you're golden. You're moving. You're right back to where you needed to be to lose weight. But if you let that bad day stop you for a whole nother 2 weeks from getting back on track, and you say, oh, well, I already ate the pizza, so I'm going to eat everything else. I'm going to have the chocolate now. I'm going to have this the whole weekend, because when Monday starts, I'm going right back to eating perfectly. If you do that, you're really going to throw your body off, and you're using that excuse to just keep going off track instead of saying, I had a bad day, whatever. Tomorrow's a new day. I'm just going to get right back on track and keep going, right? That's it. Be consistent with it. Find ways that work for you and just keep moving. And that's the last one, is moderation. Moderation is the last one. And what I mean by moderation is not just like moderation in terms of, limiting the amount you're eating, but a lot of us, when we start dieting, I fell into this trap as well. And it's totally normal for us to believe, completely restricting food groups, cutting out, desserts or carbs or all these things that the internet has told us is bad. We tend to want to over restrict when we're trying to lose weight and go through a period where we're like, if I completely cut it out, I'll lose the weight and then I can eat it again. And this mentality makes it way harder to actually lose the weight and keep it off, because you start to want to overeat it when it's around you. Like, let's say you absolutely love chocolate and you never let yourself eat chocolate all Monday through Friday, but then Saturday you go to a social event and there's chocolate around. If you're restricting yourself all week, you're way more likely to see it on the weekend and completely overeat it. Just eat as much as you can and tell yourself, well, I can only have it today, so I'm going to have as much as I can because I know that on Monday I can't have it anymore. That is a mentality I think a lot of us have. It's easy to fall into that mentality. It's so natural, and I think a lot of people don't realize how many other people experience that. But that's what I want to tell you. Moderation means, if you know that chocolate, or if you know that a glass of wine or something is something that you're going to want and crave more often, let yourself have it in smaller amounts. It doesn't mean you're going to have as much as you want all the time throughout the week, because you still want to be in a calorie deficit. But let me tell you, 1 Oreo or 2 Oreos or 1 glass of wine, that can absolutely fit into your calorie goal if you're having a small amount of it every day. So know that. Do this in moderation. Don't cut yourself out of things. Just make sure that you are, limiting the portions a bit and enjoying them all throughout the week, all throughout the month, and just making it a little bit more sustainable for yourself long term. And that's how I've done it. That's how a lot of people, I think, can really stick to their diet and workout plans, is because they don't restrict themselves from things that they know that they love. And I'll tell you right now, if you're doing a diet plan, if you have in the past where you had to cut out the things you love, that's not a long-term solution, right? That's not going to last you for the rest of your life. So even if it takes you a little bit longer to hit that progress, but you're able to enjoy the things you love and still have a social life and do a little bit more throughout that process, wouldn't you choose that over rushing it and just kind of being totally miserable the whole time through? So there you guys have it, the 7 things that go into creating a successful workout and weight loss plan. Like I said, you guys, a lot of this I've already done for you in the app, but I wanted you to see it so that you can make these decisions for yourself and just have the knowledge that goes into it so that you can learn this process quicker than I did. And that is literally what I'm here to do, eliminate the guesswork for you guys and just make this process a little bit easier for you guys. So that is it. If you guys have any questions, you know where to find me.